Alrighty, we're back once again with Chris Cheong. How are you, mate?
Not too bad. A little bit emotional and a little bit annoyed, but
Why? What happened? What happened today?
bubbled again, as usual. I'm that lucky, huh? Deck didn't fail me. It was just they had the outs, so that's that. Nothing more to explain. I think I chose the right meta call. I chose the theme "Killed or Be Killed." And it really worked because I chose to have a ceiling level of like this high when Trickster Strikers are like here. So they have one linear play, I have 20 million plays that they need to stop and hand traps can't keep up. So
for those at home who want to know, we just had our Australian Oceanic championship today, our World Championship qualifier. There was about 200 people. Cheong fought hard all day. And just missed out at top 16, but we're proud of you. So where exactly did you finish? Was it 32nd?
33rd. I bubbled. I bubbled. Yeah. But anyway, enough.
That's right. What did you play?
You're about to see.
Awesome.
It's called Killed or Be Killed.
Awesome. Let's go into it.
Alright, so win con of the deck, 9 monsters. Conductor. Cordless. Destrudo.
So you only played 9 monsters.
No, I didn't. I played 30. I played 38 monsters.
Whoa.
So, this are your win cons. You basically want to turbo these out and this out as quickly as possible. This gets you to the Yazi and Black Rose, and then you nuke the board, and then you go for this or this to win. Basically.
How did you find Destrudo with the new time format?
Doesn't matter. I didn't go into time at all. I either kill them within 10 minutes or they lose because they cannot keep up and they scoop.
So in like games 3, when you're going into games 3, do you ever side it out or?
Never. I never side these cards out because these are my boss monsters. These are my win condition. I maybe sided one Destrudo out because I have so many ways to get to this, which I will show you in a bit.
Cool.
But that depends on whether I brick with it that game or not. If not, I never sided it out. And this is just absolute beast.
This card's
the whole reason I played this because Scapegoat is a thing. Big thing because Trickster Sky Strikers love that card and that's your win condition, and I will play a counter to that win condition, which is this. So you use basically you go into you use the Strudo, you make Yazi, you pop the Scapegoat, it forces the Scapegoat, then you use this and you just get 4k onto their life points and they cannot recover because this is too damn big.
And you can attack everything.
Yes. I've summoned this more than I should have because negating Afterburner, Widow Anchor is very, very important. And this just stops it, and then that gives me a pill.
But also searching a way to get Tyranno out.
Basically, I want to find a way to get to this, which I will now show you the rest of the deck. That will be the extenders, the filters of the deck. 3 Armageddon, 3 Grepher, 3 Darkworm. This all gets you to my win condition, to the win condition, which is the Strudo, Quadless, or Tyranno Conductor, which is by Quadless. They also get you to the Strudo, which gets you to Yazi or Black Rose, or even the new FA card. This card just cheeses games because you just special summon after special summon, and then you haven't used your normal summon, so they are overwhelmed with what to stop. Darkworm is just good. We all know what it does, so it's just there. And this deck can pendulum summon because everything is dark. I'm playing a dark deck. You just place in the scale, you place the gate, and then you pendulum summon this, and Oviraptor, and then you win.
So you have scale 0 to 5. So
yes. And the Dino portion of it, which is also the filters or the starters.
Yeah, Oviraptor.
3 Oviraptors. That's about it.
Basically starts everything
This
off.
is the Stratos of the deck. Very, very good card. People get scared when they see this card, and it calls for an immediate reaction along with this card. If I pendulum summon this out together, and you can chain block each other depending on what the situation is. So these are very, very important.
Yeah.
But that is the starters.
Awesome.
Then we got to play the hand traps because this is a pill turbo deck. So your hand traps are basically your cost for pill, which is 3 draw and 3 gamma. That's all I really ever needed.
How did you find these?
This is great. When you pour Desires and you use Gamma on them, it hurts.
Did you get it? Especially in your turn, getting a free Omega, getting extra destruction.
Yes. Or I can just make Scarlight to bird for game.
Yes.
Droll and Lockbird is good in this deck for one simple reason. This deck wants your opponent to stop, and then you kill them. So if they cannot make a board at all, they will get overwhelmed and overrun by dinosaurs, basically. So that is the hand traps. That's all I played, and that's all I needed. And then the garnets, which you need, which are never garnets really, because they are conductor fodder or pill fodder.
Yeah.
This is never pill fodder, don't ever do that. But yeah, so these are just needed to play, no need to talk about this. And my one-offs, so the dinosaur portion, we need the giant Rex.
Cards just like...
You need the
so
miscellaneous
and Miscellaneous, of course.
And you need the Aolo.
How'd you find Aolo?
This is skill 0. I can pendulum summon it if I draw it, so it's never a brick.
So that's because I think that's one thing that people have had a problem with.
Yes.
Alio, it's always a brick in the hand.
Also, this is also 60 cards, so I never draw my bricks, which is good. That's why I started to play more, because I wanted to saturate my deck enough to see the engine cards and not the garnets. That's it. For the one that main portion. Of course, this is the kaiju that you play.
You can search.
It's a searchable kaiju. However, I did feel this underwhelming. I cited it out every single game just because the format never needed me to kaiju anything.
I mean, like against Sky Strikers, what are you gonna do?
Kaiju
or Kagari, and
every single Sky Striker matchup I won, except for my last one, which cost me the bubble. My losses were only to Lair and Vernoids, which is the worst matchup for this deck because you need your graveyard, and to Econ Take Cheese, basically. So I think I'll cut this and I'll put something else in. I have to revamp the deck, but this will probably go in the side. And this card, Zephyros, MVP, helps you make easy rank 4s, helps you recycle your Armageddon Knights back to your hand, and pendulum summon it. Because I have used this to bounce the Dark Worm to my hand to pendulum summon our Oviraptor, which is great. And then just as an easy rank 4 to bait. And my MVP card, basically, that got me most of my games. Meh.
What does this little boy do?
This can only be summoned by a worm type monster. And that's the only way you can summon it, unless you normal summon. So he is the pure garnet of the deck. And everything else is not a garnet. This is the pure garnet because it stays in your hand. What it does is he can reduce his level to summon a Meh token up to 3 times. So he can drop himself all the way down to level 4. And then you can start doing your synchro plays and toolbox all the way to whatever you need.
And with tokens, that would help a lot with link plays.
Yeah, I don't play links. I just use it.
Just for example, for future.
Yeah, for sure. This card is the only way to summon it is through Meh. Not Meh. Yazi. Yazi summons this out. But just getting this out, you can just go Yazi, pop something before you Black Rose. So you clear the threat. If you pop the scapegoat, it forces the scapegoat before you Black Rose. Yeah. If there's more cards that you need to bait. So this card is absolutely amazing.
So that's it for the monsters?
That is the monsters, 38 monsters in total. 35, I think. 35 or 38, one of them. That is 60 cards. So here are all the searches. 3 Fossil Deck.
Mandatory.
Yes, mandatory. 3 Dragon Shrine.
These mandatory as well.
These are your searches.
Because you can either get like...
so Dark Worm, Destrudo.
Yep.
You can choose when. I did not see this card enough, but every time I saw it, I won. So it's great.
How does the deck deal with Ash or getting drolled?
I will get to that very quickly. The deck hardly ever loses to draw. Loses to Ash a little bit more, but really you're baiting so much even before you even use this. So it forces them to keep their Ash in hand for the pill because they are really afraid of Conductor. And before you can even use the pill, you are already baiting so much that even if they Ash this, they can't out it. So this is why I played this deck, because the ceiling is extremely high. And like it's okay to play 60 cards when like half your deck does the same thing. So this is the win con, by the way.
Was this maybe a silly question, but was this card ever a brick, considering you can search it?
Never a brick, because I will always have one way to get to a dinosaur and one way to get to a non-dinosaur, which is through the hand traps or through the garnets that I play the one-offs, basically. Mandatory 3-off in this deck. Twin Twist this.
Yeah, just you like to play with that disruption.
And this deck plays in the graveyard, so this is never a neck. It's always good, especially if you draw the Strudo, you just pitch this and you plus. You draw Dark Worm, you pitch with this and you plus.
You actually get to pitch for free.
Yes, you get to pitch for free to clear back row, and the second you have no more interruptions, this deck is very, very scary. So mandatory 3 off. And this is my answer to hand traps, and this was really good. 3 Call by the Grave.
This card is insane.
This card was insane. No one's playing Bell, so this card was always live. I would always hit the Ash or the draw if I really needed to hit the draw. If I drew like Allure Darkness and Polar Desires and stuff like that, and I needed to add, or even like say I Fossil deck and they draw me and I need to search with Oviraptor, I will use this. But it was always on the pill. When I pill and they Ash, I use this, they literally scoop.
Card is insane.
And these are the draw spells.
3
Desires. You're playing 3 offs majority of the deck.
Because you're playing 60 cards.
60
you
cards.
Resolve it twice.
Doesn't matter. This card just
Pot of Greed.
It's +2. It's draw 2, sorry. And 3 Allure Darkness. This card
just keeps drawing.
I didn't draw it enough as well. But when I did draw it, it was phenomenal. I guess outed every single board because I got to the cards I needed. The best way to play this is to do all your necessary searches to draw into your even more busted plays. Like hard drawing Conductor is one of the things. So that's the draw spells. And the one-offs for spells: Soul Charge, Monster Reborn,
Skill Charge,
Rhoda, just for consistency purposes. And the last one is Foolish Barrel.
Foolish Barrel?
Foolish Barrel, again, send Quadless and whatever you need, really. So it's the utility there is high.
Awesome. So apart from the Kaiju, what else would you cut anything else from the main?
That's it. That is all I would cut, and maybe put something else in. It's definitely a must-play card, but just maybe not main deck worthy in this format.
Awesome. Let's go into the extra deck.
Yeah. Extra deck, very simple. Your extra deck is your toolbox. Basically, you never really go in there, so yeah, you're safe from like a lot of stuff. Chambara for OTK. Black Rose it's the go-to card usually. Samurai Destroyer, another level 7 toolbox. This is basically an Armades. When it attacks, your opponent cannot respond until at the end of the damage step. So he's good. Yazi, probably made this more than I should have. This is so good against Widow Anchor, Afterburner, and everything. They cannot target this card, which it's a phenomenal thing. Basically, it's a good thing. F8 Dawn Dragster, negate spell traps, very good. You pair this with a Quadless or Conductor, and you have an interruption plus a spell trap negate. That's the level 7s and the 5. Now to the 8. Scarlight. Scarlight is basically the Gaga Cowboy for synchros. You can pendulum summon everything, and if you actually go into time, you just use Scarlight to blow up your Conductor or Destrudo, just to burn for the extra 500. But also helps you clear boards, and it's a 3k beat stick. Omega, because I play Gamma, and also recycling your Miscellaneous Saurus is pretty good. If they banish your Cyframe Driver, you can put it back. Or if you banish it, you can put it back because you can climb with Mammoth into Omega. And Trishula, every time I made this, I was already winning. I just wanted them to have no chance of actually top decking anything to win. So this was phenomenal. And then for Rank Force, the 4 most mandatory Rank Force: Abyss Dweller, Tornado Dragon, and Lightning for this deck. Because you actually make it a lot. I actually use Lightning to actually kill someone today.
Awesome. So yeah, Lightning came up a lot.
Yes, because I hit for 5k through a monster, and it's usually Unicorn. And I hit for like 20-something 100 damage, and they're already low to begin with. And then Conductor is a free hit. And they are not allowed to use their Reincarnation, because if they do, Conductor is just going to kill it. And that forces them to do in the end phase, which I can just call by the grave, whatever they do. And these are just important choices because you can play it, you can access it, so might as well. Doka and Lagia, nothing more to explain there. Very standard if you're playing dinosaurs. And the last card that I played, I would actually cut because I really don't need it. I'll probably play something like a Diamond Dire Wolf, Cowboy. I thought this would just cheese someone when I was in time, but I never got into time, so I really never needed
Do
it.
you reckon you'd spin in the side instead of just focusing on time?
Or cut it up
Cut it all
altogether.
together?
Don't play this. I'll probably play Diamond Diver because I had so many times where I had to clear my extra bond system because I don't play links so that I could do a synchro summon. And this was never made at all. So
Diamond Dive was also good for getting rid of back row.
yes, it's good for getting rid of any problem card. Plus it clears its extra monster zone. So I'll cut this for that definitely.
Awesome. So we'll go into the side deck now.
Side deck. I've been playing decks that have to sideboard 3 ashes instead of maining it.
How do you find side unit?
I side this for trick strikers when they go first. If I'm always wanting to go second anyway, but once they find out my strategy, because usually when you lose the die roll, they go first and they don't know what you're playing. They see 60 cards, they think you brick, and then you smack them for a lot and you kill them that turn. They'll start siding heavy for you. Like they will purposefully get to reincarnation draw so that you're out of the game and you start breaking by top decking. So I side this in to stop that. 3 Radiant 3 Kaijus. I never sided this in once. I never saw a need to do that because my main deck was strong enough.
But the theory was what it's just another kaiju, but also another Allure of Darkness fodder.
Yes, it's dark, so if I brick with it, I can Allure Darkness to pitch it away. Never came up, so
What would you change these to?
I don't know yet. I mean, good in theory, but it will probably be good against Goki. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I never placed a single Goki today, so unlucky. 3 Forbidden Lands. I cite this in one too many times, and people would mind blown when I actually cited this in, because I would go Armageddon Knight effect, and they would let it go. I'd bounce it back with Zephyros, and I normal summon it by I pendulum summon it with Dark Worm, and then they try to impermanence it then, and I lands, and that's it basically. And against Sky Strikers, they will try to Widow Anchor it to negate its effects. This comes in clutch, so this is very, very good. 3 MSCs because sometimes you need to clear more back row. This is mainly for altar guys if I was going to see a lot of back row. So
Why this over Cosmic?
because I sold my Cosmics.
At least the man's honest.
Because I sold my Cosmics.
Would you play Cosmics?
I would, because getting rid of reincarnation is very, very important. So they have no recursion to come back. But I sold it, so I had to play something.
That's fair enough.
And what do you call this? A substitute.
Yes.
And the last 3 cards which I sided in alongside Ash all the time against Sky Striker Tricksters. Red Reboot.
This card has been put in work.
This card puts in so much work. My theory with Red Reboot is if you are killing them, paying half your life points don't matter, because I will kill them even if I get myself down to 2,000 life points by paying with the Strudel and paying with this. Doesn't matter. I can win with 100 life points because they have no interaction at all. So
I know with these new time rules, yes, life's more important, but life is still a resource.
life is has to always be a resource. They give you 8,000 life points. It's your quota. Spend it wisely. If you don't think you can survive playing this, don't play it. But my theory is if you can see the OTK, which this deck does very often, play this, because I will kill you if I reboot you because you cannot respond to me.
Awesome.
So
awesome. You got any last shout outs? Anyone you want to shout out?
Shout out to Idris Elba again for being the cameraman as always, Steven Singh.
That is okay.
Shout out to Chaotic Factory for sponsoring me up to this event alongside.
Can we get a sweet discount at Chaotic Factory?
Oh yes, I will leave a discount code in the description below. But besides that, you get 5% off.
Go there and buy some cool cards.
Definitely buy some singles if you're from Australia. Also shout out to General Games Frankston for also sponsoring me for this trip and my accommodation. And yeah, and thank you to everyone who came with me.
Awesome. See you next time for another deck profile.